It's been a busy year for Alpha Building Corporation. In this Alpha TV segment, we bring you interesting projects from Huntsville, Houston, and Tennessee. First, an overview on the company from President Jonathan Rogero.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Alpha TV, and welcome to our 50th summer. This is quite a significant feat to have made it as long and continue doing great work. In this edition of Alpha TV, you're going to hear from Jennifer Mata with HR, some information from Mike Schneider on safety, and David Page with some IT information. We will also be doing some project visits at Sam Houston State, MDA, and Memphis. But first, I would like to talk to you about some key metrics that help us predict how our summer and our year as a whole is going to go. One of those metrics that we look at is the active not billed backlog. This is work awarded and currently being executed by you and your team. This active backlog is up by at least 1.5 million over last year. This is a significant change and is going to mean good things for our cash flow in the near future. The second metric is the bond log, which provides information on the number and value of bonds issued for work typically greater than $25,000. The value is indicative of the future. Bonds issued to date are up $2 million over the same period last year. The last metric, and the one that you hear the most about, is project billings by month. We are looking at June and expect to realize our first $5 million month in billings in the past 2 years. That's a fantastic result, and it means our cash flow will significantly rise, and it means that you guys are back in the swing of things, and we are satisfying our customers across the company. Another interesting development is that our backlog cycle has changed. Some locations are going to carry us for the summer to fall, and for the first time, other strong locations will carry us winter and spring. This is new for us. Typically, we make most of our money in the 90 to 120 days of summer. The locations on the front half, for example, are Texas A&M in Laredo, and Tulsa Tech in Oklahoma. The guys who are going to pick up the end of the year and take up the back half are North Texas, San Antonio, and West and East Texas. This is very good for us because it flattens out the cash flow and keeps us more stable. Lastly, I would like to tell you about our firm fixed price division. Sean Babb and I put this division together here at corporate. The purpose is to develop another avenue to bring in work at a good margin and help level our cash flow. It operates under Sean, and he has put a great team together. They are currently executing 2 jobs at over $1.5 million, which will be done in the next 180 days or less, possibly by the end of summer. They are awaiting award on another $10 million of work. Their plan is to continue bidding about 2 jobs a month as appropriate work becomes available. I expect this group to do great things in the future and make a solid contribution for Alpha. So to everyone I say, stay cool, be safe, and have a prosperous summer.
Is there a 401k in your future? Jennifer Mata is your go-to HR coordinator for advice.
Let's talk 401k. I get it that some employees aren't totally in agreement that a 401k plan is the best use of their hard-earned money. Especially those employees who are decades away from retiring. Putting money aside early on allows money to grow over time and could provide a peace of mind as you near the age of retirement. In addition, some programs like Social Security may not be available in the coming years, meaning people will have to financially fend for themselves when they get older. A 401k plan allows employees to make contributions of pre-tax dollars that are invested in stocks, bonds, or money market accounts. Employees have a number of different investment options, allowing you to be as conservative or as bold as you wish. Any earnings in your 401k account grow tax deferred. Alpha supports our participation with a generous company match of your contribution. Here's how it works. Dan and I have prepared this example for you. Alpha will pay into your 401 account 100% of the first 3% of your salary and 50% on the next 2%. On an example of $500 weekly salary, you as the employee contribute 3% is $15. Alpha will contribute $15. At 4%, you're contributing $20 and Alpha will contribute $17.50. On 5%, you're contributing $25, Alpha contributes $20. So even as the employee, if you contribute 6% or 15%, the max that Alpha is going to contribute is 4%. That means that you will receive an additional 4% of your salary contributed to your retirement fund when you contribute 5% or more of your salary. It's sort of like free money. So how do you get this great benefit? After 1 year of employment, employees are eligible to enroll on the next 401k enrollment period. We are currently in open enrollment. And if you have recently received an email from me, I need your forms returned by June 20th. If you are not eligible yet, stay the course. If you are eligible and not participating, see if now is the right time. It's never too late to start saving for your retirement. If you are already participating, then I would like to congratulate you on your past decision to plan for your retirement. And as a reminder, Alpha does have an account representative available to answer any of your questions and help give advice on your investments. Please feel free to call or email me for his name and I will get you that information to you as quickly as possible. Again, thank you for hanging with your friendly HR coordinator.
To help Alpha keep that great safety record, Michael has a reminder about a very important topic, using aerial lifts.
We are using a lot of aerial lifts on Alpha projects this year. So I would like to go over some safety information and requirements that we should be addressing with our subcontractors. You have two very important things that you must do every time a lift is to be used on your job site. First thing we need to do is verify the person operating the lift has been trained for that equipment. Ask them for their training card and take a photo so it can be added into your daily safety inspection sheet in PlanGrid. Second, we need to ensure that a daily inspection is being done every time a lift is operated on our project. OSHA requires that lifts be inspected prior to each shift and prior to each usage. So how do we know that our subcontractors are inspecting their lifts? We have them fill out an inspection check sheet. The completed check sheet should be stored on the lift in a plastic bag or in a storage container where the owner's manual is located. If your subcontractor does not have an inspection check sheet, give me a call or shoot me an email and I will provide them with one. And one last important thing is their fall arrest system. Do they have one? Has it been inspected and in good working condition? While this is not an all-inclusive list for items to be checked, it's a good start. Operators need to follow the manufacturer's operating instructions to ensure the lift is safe to use. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. Thank you. Have a safe and productive day.
And now let's visit the folks at Sam Houston State University.
I love this building. It was old. It was probably the turn of the century when they put it together. The floors are original and the walls are all original. The windows at the hallway, they open up in the old vent style sash. We had to strip all the flooring out. They had, through the years, put in VCT and carpet and such, and it was kind of a chore to get a lot of the glue out of the grain. As you see, some of it is still embedded, but they sanded all the floors down and did a shine to it. A stain, I don't remember the color of the stain, but it kind of matches some of the old furniture they have around in here. This is they've making a museum out of it. They have all kinds of artifacts. They got a big old turtle here. We're gonna name him Henry. Everything from birds to different primates, just everything you can imagine is somewhere in one of the rooms here. And it turned out pretty good. They really love these floors, and I do too. I love old wood floors. Back when they would have holes in the floor and they'd patch them, they wouldn't patch them with wood, they would patch them with tin plate. As you see, well, or as you can't see, but there's tin plate patches on some of the holes in the floor.
So more specifically, what were we doing in here?
Our scope was each classroom, 2 floors, was to strip the old flooring up and to refurbish the wood floors.
Okay, all right. And as you said, there were layers of stuff on top.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what created the problems getting
Yeah.
the glue up and all of that.
Many decades of glue.
Right. And what was this originally for, this building?
It was an old schoolhouse.
Schoolhouse. And I think I heard it was the Huntsville High School?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. How old do you think the building is?
It was around 1903, I believe.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you're probably lucky the floor was still existent.
Well, there was some spots that had rot that had to come out and replace. I've talked to some of the old locals around here, and their mothers went to school here.
Which means that the community is really going to enjoy having this building available and having it as their museum of the biology
Yes,
of
ma'am.
maybe the whole state of Texas or the world, for all we know.
But they really are glad that the building was saved.
Well, this is a great project. It's a great jock project because some parts of it were done by other contractors, but we were able to come in here for them actually almost on a emergency because
Yes, ma'am.
they had already thought they were going another way. And then they thought they had a solution for getting the floors taken care of. They found out they couldn't go that way. And so we got a quick call, come in and help us out.
Yeah, we were the heroes.
We were the heroes. Another great job project.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name's Rhett Grothe and I'm with Alpha Building Corporation. I'm on the Sam Houston State campus. We've been here about 12, 13 years. It all started with when a friend of mine called me to ask if we could do a project for him that was an emergency, which was a chill water lines going down the middle of the street. We did that job, and over the last 13 or 14 years, they've probably been my best customer. The building behind me is Elliott Hall, which is one of the oldest dorms on Sam Houston. And we came in one summer for almost kind of like an emergency, and we redid all the stone, tuck pointed the brick. We put in new windows the summer after that. We painted part of the dorms, which is a general jock job on Sam Houston campus. We do a lot of jock work. We very rarely do a hard bid because we're very successful on the jock program here. This is Rhett Grothe signing out.
Meantime, we've had a couple of interesting projects going on in Memphis.
Hello, Alpha. Good morning. We're coming to you from Memphis, Tennessee, the University of Memphis, and these gentlemen here run this project for Alpha.
This project here, we revitalized the old Highland Library into a new business office for the university called Sweet Bio, where they do studies on honey for certain types of research. This was a tight project schedule for them to move in because they needed the space quickly.
I guess one of the difficult things we had with this project was the electrical, having to work with an outside contractor to get this in. There was lots of planning and work really went into making sure we could get the service in the building, up in the service, getting with the local power company to shut it down so we could get our stuff hooked up, run up. Difficult in moving the ceiling height so we could get certain bores through the walls and make sure everything was hidden and looked presentable when the job was done. All right, this is the office that we created for the Sweet Bio project. Really took it from a untouched room for many, many years and created a very, very nice space for them to conduct their business.
This classroom here was updated took several decades for them to finally do something with this, and it was a very dirty project. As you can see, it's extremely clean now. They had two different types of asbestos in here that we had to abate, remove seatings, and added new carpet, put new seatings in. There was a flat ceiling in here. We brought the flat ceiling out and added the angle to it. This classroom and the other four are lighted by Cree lighting, remote control accessibility. This classroom was one of the ones when Nathan was with the University of Memphis. He helped develop the emergency shutdown on the panic bars of the doors, and they've used it as a standard in most auditorial classrooms.
From the university standpoint on this project, we were in the middle of conducting a classroom security project where it takes place of an active shooter or something of that scenario on campus. So with this room, we installed a panic button, as you can see with the panic bars. That way they could lock or unlock the room without the use of a key. So if there was a shooter on campus, they didn't need to be trying to fumble around and find keys to lock the panic bar. That way we installed the button, it goes to an electronic panic bar and simply unlocks and unlocks. So that way we were able to make sure everyone in here is safe and then let Alpha install it. And like I said, that was pretty much a blueprint for everything else.
This was my first project at Alpha Building. I was handed these plans on my first day. This project here behind us is the memorial track resurface that we did in the summer of 2018. This project here came in 3 weeks early with a zero punch list. On the foundation of this, we cut out all the bad areas of the asphalt running track that was here existing, relaid all the bad spots with asphalt. On the inside of the track, we laid a concrete band for the new track to run up to and terminate. After that point, we laid the undersurface and then we top coated it and then came in with the striping.
MDA is a very unique program in the Alpha portfolio. For 10 years, Alpha has served a very important role in patient care at the internationally acclaimed Cancer Center. We make sure the entrances, glass walls, and walkways are clean, safe, and welcoming. The world comes to MDA's doors, patients and their families, doctors and researchers, all with a singular goal to beat cancer. When a person is struggling with cancer, they need the reassurance that the hospital treating this dreaded disease is strong, comprehensive, and attentive to even the small things like a welcoming front door. Alpha's key man in charge for all this is Lorenzo Delgado.
We find a hole, I'm gonna say 6 inches hole. But when you start digging, we find a monster hole under the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that could be really bad.
Oh, yeah. So he makes something.
Yes.
You don't saw nothing here because we don't finish it.
Early morning and late afternoon, Alpha crews are out performing maintenance activities as well as occasional delivery orders and an ongoing traffic striping effort, all the while serving as the eyes and ears of the facility's director.
If we find something wrong, we need to come to Charlie and let him know. If we can fix it right away, we just come to talk and he give me a work order, complete it.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that's a good system because he can't know where all this stuff is or he can't know about everything. He has to have eyes and ears that can come to him and say, we have a recommendation.
Each project is really the sum of many projects. Alpha's work on these higher education campuses is as essential as it is diverse. They count on us to do quality work in a timely and cost-effective fashion. They have the confidence in Alpha to consider our employees part of their team. That's it for this edition of Alpha TV. Have a great summer, stay safe, and remember, time is money and cash is king. Till the next time.